they killed him. Freeway Ricky Ross from prison. We gave you all the facts and said they're going to put in Felipe Calderon. They're going to launch a war. No longer are they going to be allowed to operate more than a dozen major cartels that, as long as they launder their money through U.S. globalist or British banks, British Virgin Islands, as long as you laundered through them, everything was okay. No longer. A deal's been made. 10,000 Lost Zetas have been trained in the decade before at Fort Benning, Georgia, and Fort Bragg. This is all public, to go in and take over the East Coast and up through the border areas. But Sinaloa, the other big dominant group that's on the East Coast, then there's also the cartel, as it's known, and then there's at least still 5 other, depending on how you look at it, subgroups. And they're all killing each other. The Mexican government has the tax money. It's the main organizer. It runs drugs itself and is constantly caught. And so it's a total free-for-all. It comes out in Fast and Furious. I'm going to get to the new stuff here in a minute. This is so bombshell. The new information comes out in federal court when the Mexican government ships a Sinaloa number 2 guy up to Chicago for federal trial. He comes in and says, national security. For 5.5 years, we're allowed to ship in unlimited tonnage through the U.S. border, and we are given guns by the ATF. And that's why it then came out. It wasn't just gun shops ordered to sell guns to people to track them. That was the cover to just blame the Second Amendment. That was one layer of the onion. The big layer, the key core layer, was in one shipment alone now in federal court, 2,000 weapons, including a lot of them fully auto, confiscated by ATF, shipped directly to Sinaloa in a double cross, in a balance of power. The globalists are all about divide and conquer against their own Los Zetas, who, even though they were trained at Fort Benning, Georgia, and Celica Steele, they tried to recruit him. He was a military trainer all over Latin America, former DEA. He said no. This is 6 years ago on my show. He was told, and others we talked to, that this whole war was coming. He told you this war was coming to consolidate it down to one cartel that works for the private Federal Reserve, and that Calderon would be put in. But now Zetas at many levels, because their whole leadership's been wiped out. Their average age of their leaders now is about 25. They just caught the number 2 guy, 32 years old, yesterday, for firebombing and blowing up that casino that wouldn't pay protection money and cutting all the heads off. I mean, this is what's going on. 40,000+ dead in 3 years. Genocide. Ghost town on the Texas border. I'm down here right now. Beautiful hotels everywhere. Nobody in them. I talked to locals. They say about 1/3 of the people come down here that used to, even during peak times. I mean, it is a ghost town down here. No one is here but rich Mexicans who are all wearing USA shirts saying, we like the USA, Mexico has imploded. Mexico's a failed state, but that's coming up. Continuing here, ladies and gentlemen, about the total breakdown and failure of society by design by the social engineers. So we told you 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, all this was coming. We told you 3 years ago, Obama would blame the Second Amendment. We told you all of this was unfolding. Now they have got Sinaloa being given weapons, shipping their cocaine in. They've got Zeta killers that are really Sinaloa running around chopping their heads off. And you've got, here's the key, you've got conscription going on. And then I've got breaking news about invasions of the U.S. You heard me right. Breaking news. Tell everybody you know to tune in. I'm not even a very good talk show host. I should have said this at the very start of the show. But I tend to cover the sub-issues first. I should have told you day one, there was a helicopter Mexican drug cartel attack 8 days ago. Well, what's the Friday before last? 8-9 days ago in the town of Rio Grande City, just a few miles from where I'm at, where the high school junior varsity football game had to basically get shut down with machine gun fire, helicopters, Mexican troops, many miles. In fact, Richard, look up, last night I had it, but look up how far away that sports stadium is from the border. This is many miles inside, total hell, but not on TV, not on radio, not in print, because the whole local news has been told, you talk about it, you're dead. And a few miles from that over the border, the administrative editor of the Nuevo Laredo newspaper, we'll put this on screen, were hung for putting out a Twitter talking about what cartels are doing. In Nuevo Laredo, across the border, they won't even talk about it when their own families are killed. Most nights, everybody sleeps on mattresses on the floor because the bullets are shooting through. It's total genocide. And the cartels come to you and they say, pick a side, and they line up whole families in the street and just shoot them. 40,000 is probably a low number. 60,000 died in 10 years of the Vietnam War. We're talking about, I don't know, what's 40+ thousand divided into 3 years? We're talking about 13,000? 12,000 or more a year that we know of, 5,000 on the U.S. side, so that's 45,000 dead. There's been car bombs and truck bombs down here where I'm at, and no one will talk in America. The intimidation has already begun. We've got news articles here where the cartels are now recruiting high schoolers in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth. The police are all scared. And you heard Dr. Pachenik with his inside sources talking about it on the show last week. The Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas police will not even do anything about it. America has got its legs, basically, the tail between the legs, absolutely in total abject fear, with the CIA running the entire operation, a psych warfare program, to destabilize Mexico, wage a total war over the $500 billion a year conservatively coming up into the United States through it. You've got reporters in the U.S., newspapers have been attacked here, afraid to talk about it. You've got Mexican troops operating, huge firefights going on every other night. You've got giant FEMA camps right down the road from where I'm at. Let me give you the names of those. The Bayview Detention Center, the Tent City in Raymondsville. You've got drug flights coming into these bases at night. These camps are just a cover for drug flights. You've got special forces all over the place. You've got Mexican troops in unmarked uniforms being flown in, firefights right by the high schools, everyone completely scared. And here's the key. They line up now, and now it started on the U.S. side. They come to your door and they say, are you going to join the cartel? Are you going to join Los Zetas? Or are you going to join Sinaloa? And if you don't decide to join right there, they just line you up and shoot you. And now it's begun here. And Texans come down and they fish and they're killed and disappear, or they're kidnapped, or they get on their jet ski and the Mexican cartel comes right up and shoots them right in the head on Falcon Lake, and our own media says it's not true, and then it turns out it was. Then the Mexican police go to investigate and they chop their heads off. The truth is, the globalists have created something they can't even control, because the people worship the Grim Reaper now down in Mexico. They all tattoo the skinny one. Richard, how do you say that in, I forget her name, and it's a female Grim Reaper. How do you say that in Spanish? Well, the point is, it's all coming up. Total bedlam. We're going to break it down. Breaking news. Stay with us.
Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true. Seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that it could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Hello, I'm Alex Jones. Myself, my family, the Infowars.com team want to relay to you and your families that we are intensifying our efforts against the globalist on every front. Infowars.com is leading the fight against the technocrats. But we can't do that without your help. By getting the films, bumper stickers, and T-shirts at Infowars.com, you will wake up people in your area and support our operation as we move to the next level. We need your help to spread the word like never before. They wish to hide themselves during this tectonic battle between the forces of freedom and darkness.
You are the response to the globalist technocrats and their program of global eugenics, dehumanization, and ultimate extermination. The war is here. It's an info war. The spirit of 1776 versus the mindset of 1984.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
You can look it up. One of the cartels, Sinaloa, goes with El Flaco. That's the male one. And then they've got the female one. And so you got the male and female death gods with these tattoos of Grim Reapers and the people loving dying, 40,000+ dead. Previously, the cartels wouldn't kill kids. Now they're blowing toddlers' heads off, chopping people's heads off. And what did the Democrats do? And we reported on this 2 years ago in Arizona. They said it's not true. There's no heads being chopped off. That's why I got so mad at Robert Rodriguez when he put out a movie that shows gringos in cowboy hats murdering immigrants and shooting pregnant Hispanic women, and implying that good old boys that want sovereignty and to control our border want to murder Hispanics. And then the drug cartels are good guys, basically, in the movie. I mean, this is just pure cowardice on Robert Rodriguez's part. You see, I don't want the people of Mexico aborting their kids. I don't want 40,000 people down here killing themselves. And I sure don't want this pouring over to the United States. And this is the type of disgusting stuff that's happening. So here's what's going on. There is a war. Now listen to me. This is breaking news here. I've given you background, as I always do. This is not about sound bites. There is a SPP, North American Union plan, we've covered for 4 years, since 2007, to destabilize North America using a staged drug war to then call for a continental security perimeter. Obama just announced that. Now they're saying they'll use Mexican troops in the U.S., U.S. troops in Mexico, vice versa. Canadian as well. Now that's begun, and the public's just told to shut up about it. Okay? This is massive news. Just type into a search engine, Mexican troops to respond inside U.S., Mexican troops to operate inside U.S. under agreement. And then meanwhile, there are helicopter gunfights. Let me just show you right here. I can show prisonplanet.tv viewers what's going on, or you can just go to Google Maps and type in Rio Grande City. Here is the Rio Grande right here. You can see the Rio Grande River right here. And then here, about 1.5 miles into the United States, is Rio Grande City. And in Rio Grande City, not this Friday, but Friday before last, 9 days ago. I guess that's 8 days ago, 9 days ago. 9 days ago during the junior varsity football team game. In fact, I've got a witness coming on about this. He even gave me the names last night. And I made some calls, and I'd also confirmed this through some other sources, that this went on. We're talking just right beside the football field. Helicopters, gunfights, just absolute bedlam. Zero news. Meanwhile, all over the United States, it's always the same MO. Some old man who still thinks